The movie, Apocalypto, is set in the beautiful forests of Yucatan, Mexico, around 1502. It follows the journey of a young man named Jaguar Paw, who is a skilled hunter, and his friends from the same tribe. Their lives change forever one day when they go deep into the thick forest to hunt for food. As the story goes on, they see a fast-running animal called a tapir. It dashes through the trees, not knowing there's danger ahead. Suddenly, it sets off a hidden trap, a rope that catches it on a branch covered in sharp spikes. Jaguar Paw feels sorry for the tapir, so he quickly ends its suffering and shares its important organs with his friends, Curl Nose, Smoke Frog, and Coco Leaf. Their joyful moment is suddenly interrupted by a tired group of refugees passing through the woods. Among them, a fisherman asks Jaguar Paw for help and tells a scary story about their village being brutally attacked. They are now looking for a new place to live. Even though they don't have much food, they share what they can with the refugees before they continue their sad journey. Jaguar Paw is curious and wants to learn more about what happened. When they return to their village, they find Flint Sky playing a prank on another villager, Blunted, using leaves that cause a burning sensation. These light-hearted moments with friends are in stark contrast to the looming danger that hides nearby. The next morning, Jaguar Paw wakes up from a scary dream and sees torches getting closer. The village warriors start fires and capture the scared villagers. Without fear, Jaguar Paw grabs his wife, Sky Flower, and their son, and they try to escape. In the chaos, Jaguar Paw fights a raider and throws him out of their hiding spot. He hides his family in a deep hole and gets a rope ready for them to climb up. But then, another raider sees Jaguar Paw, and they have a big fight. Jaguar Paw wins, but the danger isn't over. To protect his family, he has to do something really tough and hurt the raider who threatened them. With no time to waste, he goes back to help the village and face the big problem that's happening. In this heartbreaking part of the story, the peaceful village is disrupted by a terrible event. A villager named Blunted is captured by ruthless raiders. Sky Flower faces a horrible situation when she is forced into a hut, enduring terrible things, and sadly, it seems she meets a tragic end. Jaguar Paw tries bravely to free his father but is stopped by a raider called Middle Eye, who knocks him down and threatens him. Thankfully, the strong leader of the Hulkanes, Zero Wolf, steps in to stop Middle Eye. During all this chaos, Flint's friend is killed brutally. Jaguar Paw's father, showing great courage, gives his son comforting words, asking him not to be afraid. However, a terrible act follows, sealing the father's fate with a merciless throat-cutting. The harrowing events continue as Jaguar Paw is rendered unconscious, only to awaken to a nightmarish scene. The surviving captives, including himself, are bound together and led away on long poles, while the once vibrant village's children are left alone amidst the lifeless remains of their community. As the Hulkane hunting party escorts the captives through the dense forest, an observant figure named Snake Ink detects Jaguar Paw's lingering gaze towards the cistern. Investigating further, he becomes suspicious of the dangling rope, ultimately severing it. This seemingly small act sets a chain of events in motion. Further along their journey, the captives encounter a second raiding group, including the fishermen from the previous day. Jaguar Paw recognizes them, connecting their dire circumstances. They face danger crossing a raging river on a precarious cliffside path. Coco Leaf, scarred from the village raid, nearly falls. Approaching civilization, a falling tree narrowly misses them, adding to their perilous journey. They pass a desolate, plague-ravaged landscape where countless lives have been lost, leaving a once thriving village in ruins. In this eerie setting, a young girl with sores captures their attention. She gazes at Jaguar Paw and eerily delivers a prophetic message, foretelling doom. She speaks of a man who brings darkness, a jaguar reborn from mud and earth, and warns of those who will bring annihilation, blotting out the sky. As the story unfolds, we traverse a city where laborers toil relentlessly in limestone quarries, their surroundings blanketed in the stark white residue of quicklime. The story unfolds with a poignant scene as a worker's health deteriorates, leading to a disturbing coughing fit. An elderly man, overcome by suffering, approaches the group of captives, his plea for help echoing through the air. However, his plea is met with cruelty as a Hulkane kicks him away, insisting that he meet his fate with dignity. The ordeal takes a tragic turn as the women captives are forcibly separated from the men and sold into slavery. Among them, Blunted, one of the captives, witnesses the heart-wrenching auction of his elderly mother-in-law, who is ultimately rejected due to her age. She is granted the somber freedom to wander but clings to Blunted's side for as long as she can, touching his arm in a reassuring gesture before resigning herself to the harsh reality, closing her eyes against a nearby pillar in helplessness. Meanwhile, the male captives are led through a darkened tunnel adorned with haunting depictions on the walls, vividly illustrating gruesome human sacrifices. They stand in stunned silence as women, their bodies painted in solemn blue hues, ascend to the pinnacle of a step pyramid. Heads of sacrificial victims are cast down the pyramid steps, and collected in eerie baskets at its base. Jaguar Paw, among the captives, gazes upon this horrifying spectacle. He watches as the first captive meets a gruesome end, his heart torn from his chest and his head severed. This grim fate repeats for Curl Nose before Jaguar Paw is brought to the sacrificial pedestal, seemingly accepting the inevitable. He bides his time until an unexpected solar eclipse interrupts the high priest's ritual. In a calculated move, the priest proclaims the god's satisfaction and pleads for the sun's return, all while secretly knowing the eclipse's temporary nature. This celestial event becomes a tool to manipulate the public and maintain control over their followers and adversaries. The high priest then orders Zero Wolf to dispose of the remaining captives. Jaguar Paw and the others are herded to an ancient ball court, where they are cruelly promised freedom if they can run the length of the court toward the forest at the end. However, the true intentions become apparent when Cut Rock races ahead as the ruthless finisher. Blunted and Smoke Frog are the first to embark on this perilous sprint, but their aspirations for freedom are cut short. Blunted is pierced in the lower back by a spear, and Smoke Frog is struck by a heavy stone before facing a grisly end at the hands of Cut Rock. In the most intense part of the story, Jaguar Paw and the fishermen face a life-or-death situation. They're told to run away from the people chasing them, trying to avoid being hit by thrown objects. Sadly, the fisherman doesn't make it. Snake Inc. shoots an arrow that goes through his head, ending his struggle. At the same time, Jaguar Paw is stabbed in his side, and he falls near Blunted, just before Cut Rock can hit him and cause serious harm. Blunted summons all his strength and bravery and tries to grab Cut Rock's leg, giving Jaguar Paw some time. But Cut Rock is too brutal. He hits Blunted in the head, and Blunted's brave fight ends. However, Jaguar Paw doesn't give up. He breaks off the arrowhead stuck in his side and turns things around. He stabs Cut Rock in the neck, ending the threat. As Cut Rock stumbles, Jaguar Paw stands his ground. He removes the arrow shaft from his side, his body pulsing with pain, and makes a desperate dash into the forest, urgently seeking a hiding spot. With agility, he climbs a tree that leans precariously, while Zero Wolf, driven by vengeance, races to his fallen son. In a heart-rending moment, Zero Wolf coaxes his son into eternal slumber, cradling him as life slips away. He reclaims his dagger and places his son's necklace in his belt, fueled by a thirst for retribution. On the opposite side, the other Hulkanes, led by Zero Wolf, pursue vengeance for their fallen comrade. Jaguar Paw, concealed in a tree with a bleeding wound, is spotted when his blood stains a friend's shoulder. The pursuit intensifies as they backtrack to capture him. Jaguar Paw watches from above, and suddenly, he locks eyes with a fierce black jaguar cub, growling defiantly. The situation escalates when the cub's menacing mother appears. As they all become aware of the threat, Jaguar Paw races through the forest, closely pursued. In a clearing, Speaking Wind is brutally attacked by the jaguar that had chased Jaguar Paw. The chaos results in Speaking Wind's tragic death, mauled by the relentless predator, before the others arrive and slay the ferocious jaguar. In the thrilling conclusion, the relentless Hulkanes finally catch up to Jaguar Paw. He finds himself cornered, with no escape in sight. The desperate situation forces him to make a daring decision. He leaps over the edge of a towering waterfall. Astonishingly, he survives the perilous fall and stands on the riverbank below, defiantly calling out to the Hulkanes, declaring that this forest belongs to him and his descendants, who will continue to hunt in it. Impatient and determined, Zero Wolf takes swift action, stabbing Snake Inc. when he suggests descending the waterfall rather than leaping. Buzzard Hook is the first to take the daring plunge, but tragically, he meets his end when he strikes his head on a submerged rock. Undeterred, the remaining Hulkanes jump one by one, their pursuit of Jaguar Paw unyielding. As Jaguar Paw flees, he lands in a muddy sinkhole but manages to climb out. In this moment of respite, he makes a pivotal decision. With unwavering resolve, he declares that fear will no longer govern him, vowing not to run any longer. With the Hulkanes closing in, Jaguar Paw confronts them covered in black mud. In a daring move, he tosses a live wasp hive at them, inciting a furious swarm of wasps to attack. Jaguar Paw runs toward a nearby stream, where he encounters a poison arrow frog and collects its venom on a few large thorns. Taking cover in the reeds, he waits for the hurricanes. He launches his venom-laden darts at Hanging Moss, already weakened by the relentless wasp stings. As Hanging Moss falls to the ground, his cries attract Middle Eye, who rushes back to the scene. Face to face with Jaguar Paw, Middle Eye and Jaguar Paw charge at each other, both eyeing the bludgeon that Hanging Moss had dropped. In a heart-pounding moment, Jaguar Paw narrowly ducks, suffering a minor blow to the head as he slides beneath Middle Eye's attack. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Jaguar Paw seizes the opportunity, grabbing Hanging Moss's bludgeon and delivering a deadly strike to Middle Eye's temple. In his final moments, Middle Eye calls Jaguar Paw almost one last time before succumbing to his injuries. As tension reaches its peak, rain begins to pour from the sky. Jaguar Paw races toward the cistern, knowing that it will soon fill with water, offering a glimmer of hope and the possibility of sanctuary in the face of his relentless pursuers. In the climactic moments of our tale, Jaguar Paw reaches the cistern, but to his relief, it's filling with water. 7, in labor and agony, screams for him to hurry. A narrowly missed arrow reminds him of the looming danger, and he dashes into the jungle as Zero Wolf closes in. At the cistern, Monkey Jaw and 10 Peccary pause to tend to 7, and Turtle's Run joins them briefly before they resume the relentless chase. Jaguar Paw stops at a familiar spot in the forest, turning to face Zero Wolf. A piercing arrow pierces his shoulder, causing him intense pain. Wounded but resolute, Jaguar Paw stands his ground, waiting and watching as Zero Wolf charges at him, dagger drawn. In a surprising turn of events, Zero Wolf doesn't see a hidden rope on the ground, and it triggers a trap meant for tapers. He gets stuck on sharp spikes and dies in a very gruesome way. Monkey Jaw and 10 Peccary arrive just in time to see this tragic ending. Meanwhile, back at the deep hole, 7 gives birth to a baby boy. Jaguar Paw is running towards the beach, but he's so tired that he collapses when he gets there. Monkey Jaw and 10 Peccary catch up to him, but they stop when they see something fascinating: a few Spanish ships in the sea. Soldiers and missionaries are rowing to the shore in small boats, and their arrival makes everything very uncertain. As Monkey Jaw and 10 Peccary approach the shoreline, Jaguar Paw regains his strength and races back to the cistern. He arrives just in time to witness the miracle of 7 giving birth. With their family intact, they wait for the rain to subside. Jaguar Paw, now carrying his newborn son, 7, and Turtle's Run, gazes back toward the Spanish ships. 7 suggests the idea of approaching them, but Jaguar Paw, with determination in his eyes, chooses a different path. He suggests they head into the forest, seeking a new beginning and a life free from the harrowing ordeals they've endured.